yeah. I guess I'm gonna be streaming some Sonic Adventure. I'm gonna be going for the world record slowest possible run. I'm gonna be going for 100%. I guess completion. Oh my god, my fucking stream Sonic Adventure. Wow, that sounded terrible. Anyways, I'm gonna be going for a world record in something I'm pretty sure no one's ever done before in this game, which I was quite familiar with this professional speedrunning techniques and all sorts of techniques for this game. And as far in the speedrunning community, I don't think there's ever been a single 100% completion playthrough attempt, where all 100% of the NPCs, that stands for non-player characters, is talked to, because this game has something called adventure fields, where you can walk around and talk to people and walk to the next level. And there's a lot of fucking NPCs walking around with dialogue, and it even changes over time. There's a lot of dialogue in this game. I promise you, not one single person in the history of video games has ever read. Not one single person. I'm gonna be the first guy to read all that shit. The most important part is I'm gonna be the first guy to read all that shit. I'm gonna have videographic proof that it was a world record run, and it was a slow run. That means I took my time. I got some tricks to add frames here and there. I'm gonna be doing the world's slowest possible run of Sonic Adventure while also getting 100% completion and talking to the NPCs, which is a new category that I just invented. But it's gonna be the hot new category. So basically, one of my favorite ways to add frames on this fight is to get hit a bunch. That'll add a couple seconds to your time. If you just run into circles, you can get a pretty, you get about 20 to 40 frames per frame added to your total frame count, and there's about 3 frames per second is how the frames work in this game. I probably haven't done a complete run of this game since 1999, but that doesn't mean I don't have all the routes memorized and all the routes memorized, and the quickest way from point A to point B, and to get all the NPCs is what I'm trying to say.
Where you going?
So this is a great cutscene that you can't possibly skip, unfortunately, if you're trying to do a speed run or a slow run. Normally I like to watch the cutscenes a few times. So as you can see, Chaos went down the drain, and then Robotnik is like, "Oh, it's Chaos, you idiot!" It's a classic Robotnik. See, he's just, Sonic's like 20 feet away, and he's just like, "Hey, it's this guy." He doesn't even fucking care. Is basically the point that I'm trying to make. Anyways, that was basically just a tutorial sequence. That one's a classic way you can add a good amount of frames if you just pause it and you leave it going for a few hours. You can add a couple hours to your run if you're trying to go for the slowest possible run. But we're about to get started on the first level. If you use the PAL version of this game, you can actually get slower cutscenes by about 7%, and so that's preferable. But I don't have the money to invest in a Japanese Dreamcast right now. I'm playing this on Steam. So the first environment area, there's a few people to talk to. You can't forget there's like the ladies here. A plane crashed over there at the beach. I hope the pilot's okay. Mr. Sonic, please go see if you can save him. I will, thank you. Just my luck, a monster appears, then a plane falls. I came here to relax. This is unbelievable. I couldn't agree more. Identical twin of that first lady. What do you have to say about this in the pool, lady? What? What happened? I was swimming and I missed it. Wow, I'm so glad they added dialogue to the game so that dialogue's in the game, you know, and then you can read that if you're choosing to read that. That's something that you can do. I'm the hotel manager. Call me if you need anything. By the way, I heard a loud noise. Sounded like it came from the beach. You think I should take a look? Nah, I'm pretty sure the game's trying to give me the hint that I need to go to the beach. Now, there's something over here, but I can't get it yet. The game's still trying to tell me I can go to the beach. Although, if you'd like to be anal retentive, you can farm rings here. And then you can press that button up there. That's a good way to add a few frames. Getting stuck in the ceiling glitch. That's a classic glitch discovered by Zamboni13. So yeah, a couple more rings. Sometimes I like to farm up to 999 rings before going in the first level, just to make sure nothing, that nothing can happen. Because if you have 999 rings, then you're invincible. That's a little known TAS trick they figured out. Anyways, that was actually I missed the NPC, but it's okay because it'll be there after I finish the level. So one of the best ways to add time to your run is to go and get all these. They don't really look like TV monitors anymore, but they're the TV monitor equivalent. If you've ever played the 2D Sonic, they got TV monitors and equipment there, and that's basically what you got going here. Something I like to do is I like to skip that first part, and then I like to add some frames to my time by jumping off into the ocean, killing myself. That's about 4,800 frames to 6,000 frames, depending on how far in the level that you do it. It's an advanced level tactic that not everyone can handle, but anyways, let's catch up to where we'd be going if we hadn't skipped frames, so we can learn some new ways to skip some frames and then add some frames back. It's called an equilibrium run when you skip frames and then you add those same frames. Like for example, I'm going to be skipping frames by doing the standing on the side of the wall glitch. This is a classic glitch people like to do to add about 48 frames per frame to their and then you find the extra life. I mean, it's a pretty dependable way to get a few good extra frames in here. And then there's the robot monkeys. Of course, you would want to get all the animals if you were going for a 100% playthrough, and you would feed the animals into the Chow at the Chow Garden. And getting the Chow Garden emblems, that's a whole separate ball game. That's not my forte. I'm only good at the slow runs. That's my specific thing, the slow running community, where you talk to all the NPCs. That's the run that I'm trying to get into here, you know. So the classic way to add frames on the whale technique is to stop holding forward when you're on the whale technique, and then you would die, and then you get a few extra frames. But you have to balance out getting extra frames by killing yourself on purpose, and also getting extra lives and then killing yourself with those extra lives, because you have to. And if you don't 100% complete the game, then the run isn't official, because that's how they count it. A great way to add some frames is act like you're gonna kill yourself, but whoops, nope, the game doesn't even let you kill yourself, because it's just a classic way to. It's one of the earliest techniques they discovered. It was discovered about 12 hours after this game came out in Japan. People were already figuring out the slowest possible ways to beat this game through to completion. And one of the ways that people would like to do that would be they would get the foot power up where you run fast, and then what you do is you just stop and you let the music play. That's a guaranteed added about 40 to 50 frames per. And then when you going, the classic way is to go through here, hit the ramp, then go this way. But something else you can do is you take this jump and you skip this whole area, and then what you do is you go backwards up the ramp, and then you do it backwards. But that's a frame perfect technique. I don't have the practice in me to do frame perfect techniques anymore. I haven't run this game since 1987. And using the platform glitch where you can skip through the platforms and jump to the final boss and the final perfect chaos boss by jumping through the fourth platform on Emerald Coast. It kind of makes the game trivially short. like when you can just wrong warp to Ganon, and then the game's 17 minutes long. It's like, sometimes you want to see her get all the medallions, and sometimes you want to see someone talk to every single NPC in Sonic Adventure 1, because they've got a lot of dialogue. If you don't remember, if you never played Sonic Adventure 1, there's a lot of dialogue that they don't actually, that you're not going to be exposed to in the course of your regular going through the dialogue. Now, something about this cutscene that you can do is if you mash the start button, you can actually pause your way through, which means you pause the cutscene and then you freeze time, and then when things are done, you can play with Tails. That's the only way to play with Tails that people have figured out yet, which is kind of strange since you need to play as him to 100% the campaign. But luckily that glitch was figured out pretty soon after the game came out, about 3 months ago. I'm glad to hear the little fox piloting that plane was safe. You know, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, just go through the hotel lobby and to the right is the door to Station Square. I'm sorry, but I overheard the conversation. I didn't mean to, though. I mean, you don't really feel immersed in Sonic Adventure unless you can talk to all the characters and go and you can feel like you're living in a real community where these are real people that really are real, and they don't just I feel great. There's nothing like swimming pools and the ocean in the summer. Tasty. Someone left a hot drink over on this table. It's blue, like Sonic. That's no coincidence, folks. Anyways, that's like 80% of the game, so I would say that this, for all intensive purposes, this was considered to be this was probably a few frames shy of the world record. I wouldn't go about, you don't need to it was pretty good for what it is. So, send in your donations, and I will promise I will get that money. That money will go directly to cancer. Anyways, I will catch you later on next time on Games Done. Slowly. Shut the fuck up, Sonic!